Hey guys, welcome to Top 5 Niches of the Week, episode 229. In today's episode, I've got 5 print-on-demand niches that are going to help increase your sales in the next month or so. So we've covered a lot of October. Now we're going to start looking ahead slightly. We're only a few weeks out from November, so this episode is slanted more towards that to help you get prepared a little bit in advance. So let's get to it. Let's kick things off with an Amazon merch sales update. In the last 7 days, I made 345 sales, bringing in $1,035 in royalties on the US market and around another $200 in royalties from the international markets, maybe a little bit less. If you want to follow me on Instagram, linked in the description, you can keep up to date with my daily sales updates for motivation. All right, let's check out the top 10. This is not curated by me, so just check it out. These are the top 10 trends. According to Podly, the research tool that I use for these videos. Just so you know, you do have to manually filter out shirts like this one that I'm highlighting. That is a WNBA Minnesota Lynx shirt, so they need to do that. So just because you see it here, always double check, make sure stuff is safe. That should be removed shortly. All right, niche number 1 this week is gonna be ... How about all of the Halloween shirts? I just recently, 2 days ago, released a video where I shared some of my favorite Halloween niches that are selling over $10,000 a day each. All right. And it pretty much covers the spectrum, in my opinion. I mean, you can go deep when it comes to Halloween. It is a massive print-on-demand holiday, but this pretty much covered, like, on a high level, 5 of my favorite Halloween niches with examples, flooded with examples. So I'm going to link to that in the YouTube cards and in the description if you still want to upload Halloween stuff, which, I mean, I have fun with Halloween, so I'm willing to upload it up until we're, days away. But that pretty much covers it in this video. So niche number 1 is Halloween, because it is only October 13th. There is time to upload and still make sales. Yes, there is. All right. You don't have to be 3 months early to sell in the Halloween niche, I promise. That video is linked in the description. Check that out. And let's move on to niche number 2. All right. Speaking of niche number 2, how about Day of the Dead / Dia de Muertos on November 1st and November 2nd? It's not really my area of expertise, but I do love these designs. They're absolutely beautiful. Probably a lot of AI used to create them, if I had to guess. There's I call it the sugar skull. Honestly, it reminds me of tequila. You know what I mean? I think I first saw it at one of my friends' houses, or their parents' house. They had a nice bar, and they had those like skull tequila bottles, and a few of them had the the Dia de Muertos style designs there. So that's one that always generates sales every year. And because it's like the first and second day of the month, if my subscribers have probably heard me talk about this before, a lot of times print-on-demand sellers, like, they'll say, okay, this month is coming up, like when it's close to that month, and then they'll look at the November niches, and it's like, oh crap, in just a day or two, we've got the, any of the niches that are on like the first day or the second day or the third day, right? They might be looking at those days beforehand, and they might miss it. So I like to remind you guys now to get out ahead of Day of the Dead, Dia de Muertos. By the way, like, I just grabbed some Dia de Muertos themed graphics from Creative Fabrica, plugged them into Placeit, and Placeit on demand has just an absolutely massive mockup library, whether or not you want to sell on a place like Etsy, right? Or Amazon. Now, Placeit does have mockups for Amazon. Just remember, Amazon requires the primary mockup, which is the most important one, to have that white background. All right. So you're going to want to make sure to use that on Amazon. But check this video mockup out, right? We could use this on Etsy. We could use it on, if we're running Facebook ads, which I have a great interview coming up this week. Make sure you're subscribed. You're not going to want to miss it. One of the best, if not the best I've ever done with regards to someone selling on Shopify using Facebook ads successfully. They just give up so much value. You're not going to want to miss that one. You're going to want to bookmark it, honestly. It's over an hour long. That's dropping this week. So check out Placeit, though, for mockups, linked in the description, so you can make eye-catching mockups that sell. Moving on to niche number 3. So now we're moving on to November month-long niches. These typically see the most sales at the beginning of the month. So similar to Dia de Muertos, you're going to want to get out ahead of these to really capture the peak interest, the peak demand. So niche number 3, November, National Diabetes Month. I actually used to work for a nonprofit related to diabetes. This is my first job out of school as a web developer, so shout out to them. It's where I got my start and where I realized I don't want to really work 9 to 5. So even though I did have another job after that. But niche number 3, we're talking about National Diabetes Month. Those are the primary keywords. All right. And it is all about really diabetes. I mean, you can see right here, the second one does not have, in terms of the design, anything to do with National Diabetes Month, yet it's indexed on diabetes, and per its BSR is the second, most popular diabetes shirt right now. Right now is not really where we need to be paying attention to these BSRs, which indicate sales velocity. We already know, if you pay attention to the niche calendar, that like the diabetes shirts, when it's National Diabetes Month, are going to see a spike in demand in late November and into early November. I mean, they'll sell throughout November, but that's where you're going to see the biggest peaks in demand. Moving on to niche number 4, it might look a little bit similar. How about National Epilepsy Awareness Month? So it's another disease awareness. The color shifted to purple. We've got the ribbon elements. I love when I can look at the best sellers and I've got kind of a clear-cut lane to design within. You know what I mean? Like the best sellers are sending a clear signal that you need to introduce elements of purple. The ribbon seems to be popular. Anytime that's the case, I feel like I can participate in this niche and create designs that are good enough to sell. Right? Some niches are like very broad, very open-ended, like fishing as a niche. You know what I mean? Like Halloween as a niche, right? There's not like a specific way to go about it, but a lot of these disease awareness niches, I do find that there's like a color and a specific graphic element. And oftentimes to me, that makes it like easy to design. And, just remember, if you're not a great designer, keep it simple, start simple and layer on complexity over time, but not right away, right? It's so much easier to make sales if you just keep it simple. Stop me if you've heard me say that before, by the way. All right, niche number 4, National Epilepsy Awareness Month. Moving on to niche number 5 this week. Oh, before we get to niche number 5, check out my free print-on-demand course, 20 days, 20 lessons, delivered via email, linked in the description, completely free, and check out my print-on-demand Facebook group. If you're not already in it, it's a great place to network with other POD sellers and get feedback, just anything really. Great resource, linked in the description, completely free. Niche number 5, National Alzheimer's Awareness Month. All right, similar to epilepsy awareness in that they're both purple, all right, and there's probably going to be some ribbons, but now we're talking Alzheimer's awareness. And I know I've seen like the butterfly elements in the Alzheimer's awareness, or I think I have in the past. Anyways, just kind of do your research, right? Like this is why Podly is so useful. It's linked in the description, the research tool that I use. But you can literally type in like Alzheimer's awareness and you can scroll and scroll and scroll. And they've got a massive database of, best sellers, but not just best sellers. They've got products that have sold but aren't best sellers, which to me, I like going that deep sometimes, because sometimes you'll find sub niches within the parent niche of Alzheimer's awareness, in this case, that are, not as competitive, but are still in demand, right? You've got the signal of how to design, get the purple elements, the ribbons, etc. And, to me, you can knock out niche number 4 and niche number 5 together by switching a few words around, in some cases. So I'm thinking, get on this, right? This is going to be early November. It's month long, but early November, you're going to see the peak in demand for all of these disease awareness. And of course, it's for a good cause. All right, let's talk about emerging trends. These are shirts that are outperforming their 90-day average BSR right now. Could be indicative of coming trends. There are some shirts in there that need to be manually filtered out. Some, Disney adjacent or movie adjacent niches. You've got the WNBA, you've got some baseball. So this is not that useful this week. The guys at Podly have some filtering out to do, but Amazon merch also, this is just a trend right here. You see this behind me? This is Amazon merch partnering with big brands, okay? And that doesn't mean the little guy can't make money. It just means, hey, like they're also fulfilling orders. Like our orders are being fulfilled next to the likes of Disney, Marvel, Major League Baseball. It's kind of cool, right? And our designs are being fulfilled by the same people that are fulfilling those orders. All right, looking ahead, here we go. These are smaller niches, at least a month out. November 13th, World Kindness Day. November 14th, National Pickle Day. November 15th, America Recycles Day. November 16th, Button Day. And November 17th, Take a Hike Day. It's going to be a cold hike depending on where you live. All right, the archive. Let's look back in time 11 months and see what might be trending 1 month from today. What do you know? It's going to be Thanksgiving designs, basically dominating about a month from today. So we were just talking November, but we were talking early November in today's top 5 niches of the week. How about this? We're a month away from a lot of fun Thanksgiving designs. We'll talk about it, of course. But they're going to be trending. So if you have all day today, maybe you're like me, you want to watch some football, get some work done. Hey, depending on how far out in advance you want to prepare, Thanksgiving is coming. And let's talk removed designs. These are all removed in the last 2 weeks by either the uploader or by Amazon. So take a quick peek. All right, the one behind me is the Trump Missed Me. I always felt weird about like the concept of uploading that to Amazon merch because for multiple reasons, if you've been paying attention to kind of the merch content policy. But yeah, so I skipped that one. But Yeah, so here's removed in the last 2 weeks. These are just a couple examples. You can scroll through these forever as well in Podly. Just click deleted designs. By the way, there's been a new print-on-demand platform that's got a pretty big backer, a familiar chain that kind of launched, and they did this about a year ago, but not many people are talking about it and heavily invested into it. I'm going to talk about it at some point here on YouTube, but somebody in my private community introduced me and the group to it. And I said, you know what, let's keep it between us for a while and see what happens this fourth quarter. But I did want to mention that there is a place that's basically competing, a lot with Etsy. If you see their platform, you will eventually, I'll show it to you. Trying to basically become an Etsy clone. They're heavily invested. This member of my community spent an hour and a half on them, hour and a half on the phone with them talking about the opportunity because they were trying to get recruited because they had so many, good Etsy designs in their shop. So anyways, my private community is linked in the description. If you guys are interested, check that out. We go live twice a week. We have guests, we have resources, we have everything. If you're interested, let me know in the comments, or you can email me directly, ryan@ryanhogue.com. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're not already, and then enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow with a new video.